So today we're watching a video that we worked on with a wonderful client, Pro-Life Wisconsin, and we worked with a young woman named Emma who, surprise, is adopted, hence I'm adopted. And now with any piece that we work on, there are going to be, let's say, opportunities to grow in creativity, opportunities to come up with creative solutions to things that could otherwise be seen as a problem. And a couple of those that we faced with this piece were that we only had Emma for about a day and then a couple hours the day afterwards, but on a larger scale, we didn't have access to film with her family. Her birth parents weren't available and her adoptive parents weren't available for the filming. And so what we had to do is find a way to convey the emotions of her story, you know, from the time when she was struggling with the fact that she was adopted all the way through, you know, to accepting it and more. Without having a supporting cast, I suppose, without being able to show that emotion through other people's eyes and to interview them as well. And so we did a few things to kind of get you from point A to point Z. So first of all, we tried to start everything off where she's very secluded. She's in a home, but she's by herself. You know, there's not a lot of life going on there. We have her maybe on a campus, but it feels a little cold. It feels a little you know, void of people. We have her in a field and things like that. And you know, we do have a few shots in here where she's talking about, you know, talking to her friends about the fact that she's adopted. But by and large, the beginning of the piece is very by herself and very cold feeling. But then what we did is we brought in a couple elements that tie in later in the piece. First of all, you start to hear a piano a little bit more and more throughout the piece. You also see these glimpses of sunlight. You see these glimpses of a piano that's covered in dirt and grime and dust. And what we did is we brought a piano into our studio. We put the camera on a crane and we got these beautiful slow motion shots of her going in and analyzing the piano and viewing it and cleaning it off, revealing the beautiful wood that's underneath. And at this point in the story, the piano really kicks in heavily. It's not the background anymore. It's very much in the foreground as she sits down in front of the piano, and she's actually a pianist, and begins to play this piano in a beautiful way. And what we're trying to convey through all of this, through these multiple parts that are coming together, is the fact that not only did she go from a place of trying to just accept that she was adopted, but she's going to a place of pride in the fact that she's adopted. She's not seeing this as, you know, that she was given up. She's seeing it as being chosen. And so through that, there are subtle shots in here and some not so subtle shots where she's seeing the light, but also she's revealing the beauty of the piano, this beauty that's been hidden and concealed, and that others might look at it and say, oh, okay, but she sees the true beauty in it. And at this point, with her playing the piano, she's not just revealing the beauty, she's sharing that beauty with everybody else. And so through that, we really, I think we really were able to convey a lot of the subtleties of her story and bring about that emotion, even though she was the only one that we were able to film with over the course of that day and a half. So really pleased with the way that this turned out, and very grateful that we were able to work on this piece with Pro-Life Wisconsin, and very pleased to be able to share it with you today.
My dad is Roman Catholic, Italian, real funny guy. That's where I get my love for humor. My mom is Canadian. I have my accent from her. I say sorry a lot. I have a brother. We butt heads a lot, and like when we were younger, we fought like any siblings do. If he wasn't in my life, I don't know what I would have done. My parents wanted kids so badly, but my mom was incapable of having children, so they planned an adoption for my brother. But then one day my dad got a phone call from his best friend who worked at the hospital saying like, we have this baby girl going up for adoption because she was put into foster care. And 2 days later I was home with my family. I had drugs in my system at the time of my birth, but it turns out that I was a strong little girl and I didn't have any medication. I didn't need to be weaned off with the drugs at all. When I was growing up, I would tell people I was adopted like it was attached to my name. Hi, I'm Emma, I'm adopted. I didn't know what it meant, but my parents wanted me to be comfortable with that idea. They didn't want it to be a hush-hush word. They wanted it to be a word that was filled with joy and hope and love. At times, it was hard. I felt forgotten or lost, unwanted, coming from having a sense of no identity at one point in my life. I had to really dig deep and kind of pull the layers back. When I found my identity buried within that, I've never felt more loved, like I was their miracle. It fills my heart, like every time I talk about it, to know that my parents, they chose me. I think that if there is a love greater than unconditional love, then that's what I experience now with my family. If my birth mom was here in this room, I'd just say thank you, because she doesn't know what she did, but it was the best thing that could have ever happened to a lot of people. Within the word adoption, it's the act of gaining a child in your life. There's a sense of being chosen and being wanted. I learned to really love it, and I love telling people I'm adopted. It's a big part of me. I want them to know that's who I am. I'm Emma and I'm adopted, and I don't have any shame in that.
Thanks so much for watching our Catholic Filmmaking Breakdown. If you want to continue to learn from us on how we make our videos, click right over here. Or if you want to hire us to make you an awesome video, there's a link below to get in touch with us. Either way, I hope to see you real soon.